We're at the North Texas Auto Show for 2025 here in Dallas, Texas, and we are on the hunt for the most efficient electric vehicle here.
Let's see what we can find.
Our schedule allows us to come on Sunday, and so it's not that much of a crowd here. This is the last day of the North Texas Auto Show. We're just here with everybody else that's coming to take a look. And we're going to start just by going around the outside of the exhibitors. The first one that we're going to come to is Toyota. And I'm going to say, I know right off the bat, having been to this auto show for 4 years now in a row, and other auto shows in the country, this one's not very big. They're not representative of all of the auto manufacturers that are out there. So we're going to come up to Toyota, check out the efficiency on the BZ4X, and see what else they have. We are at the Toyota Prius Prime, so we're going to give a plug-in hybrid a little bit of love. If it's gasoline only, 48 miles per gallon, but it's a plug-in hybrid, so it can work on all electric at 114 mpge. So we'll put that into the calculator and figure that out here in a sec. So what does it feel like in there?
It's very comfortable. I actually found it pretty easy to get into, a little bit higher up off the ground than the Tesla. And it seems pretty ergonomic, pretty big screen, also has a heads-up display. And I don't know what this is, probably tells you what gear you're in.
Or it monitors your eyes for hands-free driving.
It could be, I don't know. It has the adjustable, like the little spring-loaded cup holders. And it's got the spring loads in here too. I don't know what this, oh, this might be for your phone or something?
Yes, that's what you...
Yeah. Okay, yeah, there you go. That's what that's for. It's just like the Tesla. It's got the glass ceiling and the sunshade, and then there's also one in the rear, just like ours.
Here is the cargo area of the Prius Prime.
It really looks like they took some design cues from the Tesla. It's got the full glass on the top. It's got the big hatchback. It's a little bit shaped like the Tesla.
The Prius Prime is a plug-in hybrid, but if it's running on electric only, then it is 114 miles per gallon equivalent, 48 miles per gallon on regular gas. Now what that electric efficiency works out to is 3.38 miles per kilowatt hour. Let's check out the BZ4X. What is this car?
The BZ4X.
This is also a Toyota.
Oh, this one is it's pretty comfortable. Smaller steering wheel, different setup on the inside than the other one. You've got all this stuff, whatever that is. You do still have the heads-up display. It's missing whatever that little camera or sensor was there. It's a completely different setup. It's got the pass-through here, center console.
Now what this is going to be a similar setup to is a Subaru Solterra.
Ah, yes.
So this is the Toyota BZ4X. It is their all-electric SUV. They've had it for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. Check out the size of the cargo area on this one. Oh yeah,
it's very large.
Very roomy. I've already been proven wrong. I was thinking that the Prius Prime was going to be the winner, and this car has a higher efficiency number of the MPGE at 119 MPGE, which works out to 3.5 miles per kilowatt hour average efficiency. So that's the Toyota BZ4X. Next on the line is Chevrolet. So first one for the Chevy Blazer on the inside, big screens in front. Well, that went there and this big screen, but no key found. It's not going to show me what's up on it. We've got a memory seat in the RS, dual zone climate control. All the controls are on the steering wheel, volume and tuning controls on the back. There's the regen paddle, regen on demand paddle that the GM cars have. So the steering wheel is going to be similar to the Bolt. Cup holders up here. Is this a wireless charging pad? Well, if it is, it's not charging.
It does say it's a wireless charging pad.
But my case is too thick anyway.
Yeah.
So there's that wireless charging pad there. The seat's fairly firm, but it's a decent support.
I find it quite comfortable, actually. I like it. And it's got, you know, it's got this little red stitching and a little detailing there. But
checking out the back seat.
Yeah.
If we look at the city EPA, we're looking at 103 mpge, but the combined average, and since we started with the combined average on the Toyota, it's 96, which works out to 2.8, I believe, 2.84 miles per kilowatt hour. At the city range of 103, it's 3.05. The BZ4X claimed 131 mpge for city, and that puts it in the same as the Bolt. There's no way. So anyway, this is the Blazer. It's a pretty big car.
Yeah, it just seems like, I don't know, they must be doing something really inefficient to have such a low mpge. I mean, it's a big car. It's got a lot of stuff on it.
And this is all-wheel drive.
Oh, well, that's part of it.
This is the RS trim, so it's going to be a little sportier.
Mm-hmm.
It's all-wheel drive, and it's a large vehicle.
Yeah, it is large. It has 21-inch tires. Still, I don't know. It just seems like I expect more from an electric vehicle in terms of efficiency. That's just me. All right, here we are getting into the Silverado cab.
This is the RST, so trim, top trim level. For the first couple of years, we were only able to see this without being able to get in it. Now we can get in it. It's big. The seat holds you really nicely. It's got this monitor here at the top of the steering wheel. This is for GM's Super Cruise. That's their driving assist, like Tesla's FSD or Ford's Blue Cruise. This is what monitors you right here. Watches your eyes. Big screen, so you can see what the screen looks like all lit up. This is just a really large truck.
Again with the glass ceiling. They just, that's one of my least favorite things about the Tesla, and yet they all copied it.
Now, there's not an mpge rating on the sticker. I'm going to have to look it up. The top figure on cars.com for the mpge is 72.
Wow.
So I'm going to plug that into my little spreadsheet.
Yeah, it's
72.
A freaking truck.
It's a truck. It's a big truck, and it's got the monstrous 24-inch rims.
Aerodynamics of a brick.
2.1 miles per kilowatt hour is what this would have city EPA.
So this looks like they're saying that you can use this to pass energy back into your home the way the Lightning advertised that they could do. And this is a GM product. So bi-directional charging. So that's the idea. You plug your house into your car, and you have this device.
Or your pickup.
Into your pickup, and you can use the energy that is stored in your EV's battery to power your home.
All right, Rachel, getting in the Equinox EV.
All right, pretty comfortable. High enough that I didn't have to bend my knees much. Big screens. Pretty standard center console, cup holders. Most of the things that you want are here, right here by the driver's. There's a lot of stuff on the stalks, but most of it is right here. Pretty big. It does not have the glass ceiling. No glass ceiling.
This is the LT trim.
So if you're a woman, this would be the car for you because there's no glass ceiling.
Bottom chush. So, yeah, comfortable for me. Cup holders, got the little thing for the phone here. 117 mpge is what the city rating is on this one. I believe that this is the front-wheel drive only model. And this is the LT trim. Very similar steering wheel setup, cruise control here, voice activation for the phone, heated steering wheel controls here, regen on demand paddle here, lots of different controls on the wiper. And the shifter is no longer the little push button knob, and I think it was the same on the Blazer, where it's going to be just like our Model 3. Push down for drive, up for reverse, pull in for neutral, and tap the button for park. And there's the lane centering control down there. This is one of the color accents that they have on the door. That's just the color of the plastic. It's not lit up or anything, but that's interesting.
It looks lit in the camera, but it doesn't look lit in person. Interesting.
Yeah. I don't know if the driver's seat was exactly where I would have had it. I'm 6'2", and this is how much room I've got in the back. Headrest hits me a little low, but I've got good room back here. How about cargo area?
Oh, it's so far. I hit my knee on this. Ooh, this is very big.
But yeah, you can fit in. So have the little hidey hole down here.
Yep. Yep, same thing.
Looks like this is a little even bigger.
It's got these handy little Velcro straps in case you need to attach things.
That's probably for your mobile charger.
Oh yeah.
But this is a bigger bin than was on the Blazer.
Yeah, once again, we could close it. You want to know how high the top of my knee is? It's that high. That hit me right there. At 117 mpge, that's 3.47 miles per kilowatt hour.
This should be familiar for you.
Well, it is a little bit different. I mean, it's the same size on the outside. It feels about the same size on the inside, but the configuration is different. The center console is different. It doesn't have the thing where you do the windows over here. They moved it, so now the window controls are over here. Everything's a lot more digital. It looks
Still have the push button transmission.
That's true. Still have that. The center console is different. This actually has a complete pass-through, which is not the case in mine. And it doesn't have giant screens, which I kind of like. It still has the sort of round-looking heads-up display here, which is a little bit more traditional-looking.
Red dash instead of white.
Yeah, I prefer the white personally. This has the red piping instead of the dual color interior like mine has. I personally prefer the paint job and the interior on the one that I have, but you could probably get something like that. That's just not what this particular one has.
What this car can do that yours can't is fast charge.
Fast charge is impressive, yes. My car cannot do that, and I'm sure anybody who's buying an EV today wants their car to fast charge. So, ta-da, you can get a Fiat 500e that fast charges.
How's the backpack?
It looks to be the same.
This is deeper though.
Is it? Yeah, it might be. Well, they don't actually have their...
Don't have the charger.
They don't have the charger in there.
Well, it would fit. It would fit. It'd fit right there.
Yeah, that's what it's for.
We ended up having a nice long conversation with people about Fiat 500Es. But at 127 mpge, that is 3.76 miles per kilowatt hour. This is the Dodge Charger Daytona.
Ooh.
The electric muscle car.
Electric muscle car. Ooh, ah.
My family had a 1970 Dodge Challenger V6 for a while, and this feels a lot like it on the inside. Got all the controls here on the wheel, big screen here. This car is notable because they're making a gas-powered version and an electric version, and the electric version makes gas car noises because we can't make a muscle car without vroom. Comfortable, big, two-seat coupe. Do not know how practical it would be, but if you need a two-seat muscle car, here you go.
And once again, they have decided to gratuitously add the glass roof for no reason. But
let's take a look at the trunk. Well, I don't think you should climb in it,
I'm not going to climb in. It's too high. But this is how far back it goes. Ugh, it's pretty far. That's big. I almost can't reach it.
City efficiency on this is 90 mpge, which is going to be 2.67 miles per kilowatt hour. So for a not truck, not very efficient. All right, so this is the Jeep Wagoneer S, the electric Jeep SUV. So what are you seeing in there, Rachel?
I am seeing a lot of screens. There's literally 3 screens here.
4. I think there's one in the...
Oh, there's 4.
Privacy, so you can't see.
That's crazy. The passenger can watch the movie, but it doesn't distract the driver. That's pretty cute. I mean, that's a pretty neat idea, actually.
This is a Mustang Mach-e, all-wheel drive premium.
Shout out to Patrick and Liv. They drive one of these.
On Mach-e Vlog, yes. This is more comfortable than the Chevy. I like the way that this seat feels. I like it better. They have this heads-up display for the driver, this massive screen here, and a few of the controls here, no regen on demand paddle. The city on this one says 103 mpge, which is similar to some other vehicles that we've looked at, 3.056 miles per kilowatt hour. So big screen, but it's set up kind of in portrait mode, which is different from our Model 3, but you have an actual volume knob that you can use here, the shifters down here, side-by-side cup holders, is this a, yep, this is a wireless charging pad on this side, and this side isn't, but see, my case is too thick. I could put my phone there and plug it in, and you could put your phone here, and they could probably both charge, maybe?
Yep.
Will yours fit there? Well, mine just hits a rust. Yeah, they'll both fit.
Barely. Not as nicely as they fit in
And
the
it's
Tesla.
charging.
Okay.
So there you go. Again, big glass roof.
Right. Again, like...
Rachel's not a fan of the big glass roof.
Look, it makes it hot in the summertime. We live in Texas. And I don't know why, of all the things that they could have taken from Tesla, the thing they took was that everybody wants a glass roof. I don't see the appeal.
This is an F-150 Lightning Lariat in antimatter blue.
I like this color. It's pretty.
This fits so much better in a truck. But I've done a lot of shots on the F-150 Lightning and been able to sit in these a lot. 78 mpge is what the city rating is on this F-150 Lightning. Let me plug that into my little calculator.
Aerodynamics of a brake, baby.
Yep, 2.31 miles per kilowatt hour, which puts it almost 2 full tenths ahead of the Silverado in terms of its overall efficiency, at least according to the EPA. So,
Good job, F-150.
that takes care of us with Ford. Let's move on, see what else we can find. This is, I'm going to guess, the Escalade IQ. This is finally an electric vehicle that's the size of a Suburban. And the whole thing is a screen. That whole thing is a screen. That has got to be unreal when driving at night. Plus you've got the big screen here. And I did not open that. That's probably a frunk. Big frunk, about the size of the Silverado EV up there.
I like the white interior.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty.
Ventilated and everything.
You can tell it's a luxury vehicle. It's got all these extra sort of details on the door here. The extra colors, the different textures, and a lot of controls on the door here as well.
All right, so this is the GMC Sierra Denali EV. Again, big screen in the front. A little bit more Lux appointed than the Silverado. But big truck, big, nice pickup truck. Neither the Escalade IQ or the Sierra EV Denali have the MPGE listed, so I'm just going to assume that they're at or lower than the Silverado EV was, and we'll move on. We're standing in the Kia display and can't find a single EV. Not a Niro, not an EV6, not an EV9, and I'm pretty sure that the EV6 would win our efficiency comparison today because it's almost as high as the Model 3.
That's too bad.
So,
What's this
yeah,
one?
just a lot of internal combustion engine Kias here. So the local dealers decide which vehicles are on display here, and the local Kia dealers this year did not decide to bring an EV6 or an EV9 or even a Niro EV. So, womp womp, we're not going to be able to add a Kia to our comparison, and Hyundai's not here. But next we're going to go over, well, hey, we're walking into Nissan, so I know they got a couple. Let's check them out. So this is a Nissan Ariya. They do not have a Leaf here to compare with. So what are you seeing in there?
I see well, I guess it's one screen. Yeah, it's one screen, but it's in sort of two pieces, which is interesting. There's nothing down here at all. Center console is fairly minimal, but it does have the shift
My goodness,
controls.
that looks like it would be a mouse.
Yeah, it almost does. It's got a
Does
push
it have buttons on the left and right?
It has a button on the left, not on the right
So
or
you
on
can
the
left
front.
click.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know what these are, but it has just a little cup holders are in here with their spring load. It's pretty streamlined. It's like it's for people who don't like a lot of busyness, which is I kind of appreciate.
And all the haptic buttons looks like they're in the dash.
Yeah, you've got these are yeah, they're just touch sensors. They're not buttons per se. You just touch them. This one is an actual button. This is a button, and this is a button and a turn knob, which I kind of like.
The city MPGE on this Nissan Ariya is 105. That gives it 3.115 miles per kilowatt hour. So this is the Volkswagen ID Buzz, and I've never gotten to sit in one before. There's the white steering wheel and the light color interior that you like. Storage space down here. Faux wood grain dash.
Look at this color. I do like this. This is cute.
Yeah. So, glass roof that you like.
Not.
Okay. Steering wheel is a tilt, but it's it's a van, so it goes down at a steeper angle before. But you're kind of up in this thing.
Yeah.
This would be a nice little cruiser.
Yeah. You've got 2 screens, one heads up
which
display,
is typical. ID4s like this too. They've got one here and one here.
Yeah. Back looks super roomy.
So
Very, very, we can fit, definitely fit 2 extra people in the back, which is what vans are for.
yeah, and even though it's built after the old microbus that had the front of the van right here, there's a whole lot of van in front of you. Just based on how far back you are. So shouldn't have any of the safety issues that the old ones had. Plus it's 2025. Cup holder down here is retractable. You can make it go away, and then you've got your full floor pass through. But if you want your cup holder, you just do that, and there you have it.
And this is your just sort of general storage?
It's general storage. I guess you could have a wireless charging pad or whatever. Maybe, I don't know. Got to learn more about it. Didn't expect to be able to sit in one, but these are really popular here today. Okay, here's the cargo area.
Oh, this is different. Very different. Looks like you can take the seats completely out. There's a handle down here.
Yep.
Interesting. There's an outlet here. Look at that cigarette lighter outlet.
Now that ID Buzz behind me on its city efficiency from the EPA is 87 mpge. That puts it at 2.58 miles per kilowatt hour. Even though it's a little swoopy, it's a van, so it is shaped like a brick. We've got 2 ID Buzzes, which is great because they're popular here. People wanting to check them out. This teal one behind me, and then right over there is the orange one. But I don't see an ID4 to compare with. Right now, the current leader, if we believe it, if we believe what it said, which I'm real doubtful on what that BZ4X said at 131.
Yeah.
But it puts it in the lead right now of the cars that are here. I don't think it's, I have my doubts.
It's an outlier, so let's pretend it's a mistake.
I have my doubts.
What's the next one?
The Fiat.
What a surprise.
Followed by the Equinox.
Okay.
There's still a couple more to go. We've got to check out Subaru, and we've got to check out Honda.
Okay.
And then we got to maybe try to do some test rides.
Yeah.
Subaru Solterra in white. Very similar to your old Crosstrek as far as the overall look. So how does it feel?
Well, it's somebody tall was in here before me, so let me
ask your product specialist
give myself
on the floor any questions you may have.
a little bit better. It doesn't really feel like the Crosstrek. It's different. This stuff is all different. This stuff is all different. The shape of the steering wheel is different. It doesn't feel the same as the Crosstrek that I had at all. So
it's also bigger.
yeah, which the Crosstrek was about as big as I wanted. Really, it was a little bit bigger than I prefer. I was telling someone earlier that glass roof. Okay. I was telling someone earlier that I prefer a small car. I'm a small person. I like things to be maneuverable. I like to be able to have a parking space. The size of the exterior size of the car doesn't always translate to how comfortable it is for a small person to sit in, because most cars are designed so that a tall person can sit in it and not be cramped. But I just prefer a smaller, lighter, more maneuverable vehicle personally, unless I need it for hauling something or passengers or something. So that's just my preference, and this does feel bigger than I would really prefer. Yeah.
Okay, now all of the Solterras are all-wheel drive. See, this is the reason that I'm a little leery about the BZ4X, because the efficiency number that was on the window, because I'm looking at this one, and this one says it's 111 instead of 131, and that makes a lot more sense to me. Maybe it's the front-wheel drive BZ4X that does that. That is 3.29 miles per kilowatt hour, 111 mpge, 3.29 miles per kilowatt hour. So that, to me, that feels a little bit more in line with a car this size. So
that's what you expect.
That's what I expect. So
wait, is this one a two-wheel drive or a four-wheel drive?
All Solterras are all-wheel drive because
right.
they're Subarus.
Right.
Subarus are all-wheel drive, except for the
I used to
BRZ.
think I would never buy another non-all-wheel. I can't say that. I used to think I would never buy another non-Subaru or another non all-wheel drive vehicle again. And then we started getting EVs, and now I care a little bit less about the all-wheel drive. But I would love to have an all-wheel drive EV. That would be cool.
This is the Honda Prologue. If its dimensions look similar, it's almost the same thing as a Chevy Blazer. They share a lot of stuff, including the dimensions and all of that. Except I think I like the screen better in the Blazer.
There are 2 screens. One heads-up display, it's a little smaller, and then this one here, which just sort of sticks up off the dashboard. It has more traditional controls. These are very traditional looking controls here, actual buttons and turn knobs, which is unusual. There are no controls down here, just the cup holders, and I guess this is a charging pad. And just I don't know what that is. Oh, this is where you put your phone right here. Mm-hmm. It says, don't put your keys, do put your phone. But everything is actually very traditional. It feels like a car from 5 years ago.
Now, aside from the dimensions of the car and what I knew about this basically being a Blazer with a Honda badge, the steering wheel is the same exact steering wheel, except this airbag cover has a Honda logo on it instead of a bow tie. Mm-hmm. But these controls and even the shape of the chrome around them are identical. The shifter is identical as it was in the Blazer. It even has the regen on demand paddle behind the steering wheel right there.
Yeah.
So its efficiency should be about the same. Let me see if I can find the window sticker. So at 99 city MPGe, that puts it at 2.93 miles per kilowatt hour. Not the greatest.
Not the greatest.
So we are going to take a little bit of a lunch break before we go down to the EV test track, but I have some results that I can share based off of what we were able to get from the information readily available here at the auto show. There was not a single EV here that would be as efficient as our Model 3 according to the EPA. And only the BZ4X, if we believe it, that it is as efficient as the Bolt, which as the big disparity between it and the Solterra is why I'm not buying it. Then the most efficient one here, if we don't count that BZ4X, is the Fiat 500e, 3.768 miles per kilowatt hour.
Which isn't surprising because it's very small and you would expect it to have good fuel efficiency.
Followed by the Equinox EV.
Which is crazy because that thing is pretty big.
3.47 miles per kilowatt hour. Then the Prius Prime. And the plug-in hybrid Toyota Prius Prime. And right after it is the Solterra.
Interesting.
Then the Nissan Ariya, Jeep Wagoneer S, and then everything's really close. Wagoneer S, Blazer EV, Mustang Mach-e are the same in terms of their MPGe numbers. Might do some EV ride-alongs and get some comparisons.
You guys ready?
Yep, there we go. Here's the launch.
Yep.
Pick up and go. If you were trying to get on the highway, it's also got the nice little traction in the vehicle. But if other people would, I mean, I can see you getting on the highway like that, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Spin.
Whoa.
I don't know if we could do the spin like. But yeah, it's really nice to come around the corners like that.
So final thoughts on the EV test track?
Okay, that was exciting. It was way more exciting than last year.
They're driving a lot faster.
They're driving faster. They've got a lot more twists and turns. It's a short drive, but it was very exciting. Yeah. And it woke me up a little bit. So I'm glad we got to do that.
A little bit.
Pretty cool.
I would say that of the 4 vehicles that we rode in, the Lightning had the most acceleration.
Yeah. Well, it has the biggest battery, probably.
Well, and then a lot of the acceleration is going to come from the power of the motor.
Yeah.
Or motors. But the Equinox and the Blazer, both of them all-wheel drive RS trims. I think the Mach-e rear-wheel drive only was quicker than both of them.
Might have been.
Off the line.
Now the quickest
The Blazer was definitely quicker than the Equinox was.
Well, the quickest car on the track was the Audi, which we did not ride in because that is outside the range of what we normally cover.
That is above our pay grade.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Equinox, I think the Bolt, that's an all-wheel drive Equinox. I think our Bolt could out-accelerate it.
Yeah,
I mean, did you feel like there was a lot of acceleration in the Equinox?
not as much. Yeah.
I felt it was more in the Blazer.
Yeah.
It's just what it felt like. I don't know exactly what the stats
It's
really
hard
are.
to compare it,
We're just going
actually.
off of what it felt like in the vehicle at the time.
It's hard to compare. It's way more than you would normally do under regular
Right.
circumstances.
And maybe
so-
the Lightning just felt like it was quicker because it was the first EV test track ride we had today.
Yeah.
And our body just got used to it.
Yeah.
I love the acceleration of an EV. I don't floor it like that.
Yeah, well, it's not a great idea to do so. That is part of what makes it fun to drive them, though.
It's one of the reasons why people say, why do EV go through tires so fast? That's why people
That's
floor it.
because people drive like that.
Yeah. All right, well, that's our experience with the EV test track. And that's our experience at the auto show for the moment. Thanks for watching.